Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm Sandylu Guerrero of Life's Trace Coaching, your transformational business and life coach. Welcome to Transform Your Life with Sandylu and Friends. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to get on. So sometimes it takes a few seconds, and also these women are going to go ahead and share. So if you're getting on now, remember to hit the share button, because this is going to be a fantastic show with these phenomenal women who are officially authors, and today actually they got their book on their hand for the first time, and we're going to talk all about that. So make sure that you share on the right hand of your phone. If you're in the phone, make sure that you share right now, and also give us some hearts, give us some love, give us some likes. Let us know where you're viewing us from. In a moment I'll make sure I check and acknowledge you. I see Teresa Razo. Hey Teresa, how are you? Hey. We're co-authors.
Yes, you are.
We're co-authors.
So
say hi, let us know that you're on.
She's my boss mate from the Latina Leadership Program.
All right. So welcome to Transform Your Life with Sandylu and Friends. As I shared with you before, I am doing these live feeds. It's a show. It's called Transform Your Life with Sandylu and Friends. It's all about transforming your life. I'm bringing on my friends, guests, who are movers and shakers, who are resilient, that are courageous, that have overcome obstacles, that are moving and shaking the world and making a huge difference and an impact in the world, so that you can in turn make changes in your life, take yourself on to a new level, be empowered, inspired, and motivated to go for your goals, go for your dreams, and not only that, but take everyone else with you. So it's all about changing our world, and it starts with us. So I really hope that you enjoy these feeds, and if you're interested in other topics, please make sure that you message me and we'll talk. So anyway, see, Angelica Urcujo is on already, is on with us.
Hi,
too.
Angelica.
Hi, Angelica, gorgeous. We just became Facebook friends for a year today. Okay, so today I have these very special guests. They are co-authors of Latina Empowerment Through Leadership. It's a book that launches on March 31st. And I must say, I'm honored and privileged to be with them here today. I just saw them open the box with their books for the first time and actually had them in their hand. And being an author, I get it.
Very excited.
And so they're launching their book, and so we're one of the first ones. I'm one of the first ones to get to interview you about your book and about you and what you do, and how people could go join us to celebrate your launch next week. Yes. So the authors of the book, there's 8 of them, but today I had 3 very special guests that were able to fit it in their schedule. So thank you, ladies, for joining me. Thank you for having us. And so the authors are Liza Monet Morales, Maggie Anteleon Matthews, Celia Garcia, Jennifer Ibarra, Roxana Damas, and here I have Veronica Corona. Say hi, Veronica, so they know everybody. Monica Rivera.
Hi.
And Catherine Munoz Garces.
Hello.
Thank you, ladies, for joining me, joining us. Okay, so give me a second. If you see me looking down at the tablet, it's because I want to make sure that I can see all your messages without looking like a freak right on the camera. So just so you know who I am. I keep it real. So I want to make sure that I don't miss any of you. So let's see. I'm getting on my page. It's a little delayed, but that's okay. So just so you know, ladies, we're already getting messages. Gabby Planter Rodiner Aranda, maybe?
Hi, Gabby.
She says, "You're awesome, Kat." Karina Ramirez says, "Congrats, Vero. Always look up to you."
Thank you, Karina.
Rodolfo Cortinas, congratulations, ladies. That's my cousin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Victor Andrade. Catherine, he gives you hearts. Eddie Taboya says, "Hello, ladies.
Hi,
knocked it out of
Eddie.
the park."
Hi.
Yes. All right, Sabrina Garces, I
My
love
daughter.
you, Mom. Aww.
Love you, baby.
Angelica says our setup looks good. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
She's
you.
a pro at
She's
this.
a pro. She
is.
knows.
Hey, feedback from you about this is like, man, we couldn't ask for more. Celia Rodriguez says, "Hola, Catherine." All right, ladies, so you have your followers on.
Hi, Sophia.
All right, and so wonderful being here. It's definitely an honor and a privilege, and I'm gonna go ahead. There's so much we can talk about, but we want to make sure that we're respectful of your time and their time, But we're very excited about their project and what they've created in this collaboration. But first, what I'm going to do is introduce them individually, and then they'll share a little bit about themselves, and then we'll go into talking about the book. Okay? So I will be checking in and checking the messages and your message questions. If you have any questions, please send them, and we'll do our best to answer them. And if we don't, we'll answer them after the feed. So keep that in mind, okay? So we got Alma Rodriguez Valenzuela, Marisela Limon, Miriam Medina, Woman Empowering Women. Ooh, we could. Yes. Ooh, this is like really awesome. All right, so I'm gonna start off with Veronica Corona. Veronica Corona is an entrepreneur, speaker, leader, and co-owner of CM Cleaning Solutions. She's a former president of National Latina Businesswomen Association and is currently an advisor. Sits on the board of California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, HBN Toastmasters, and Financially Fit Foundation. Recognized by the California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce as a rising star in 2015, recognized by La Opinión as Mujer Destacada in 2013, honored with the Latina of Influence Award by Hispanic Lifestyle magazine, awarded Small Business Award of Los Angeles Latino Chamber of Commerce in 2017. I know, that's what I said when I was reading her bio. And 15 years in commercial, she has 15 years in commercial janitorial service in the janitorial service industry. And let's move this clip out of the way. It goes on, you guys. Like that's not even it.
I love it.
You should get all that information.
And she's only 20. Yes, only 20. She grew her company to $1 million business in less than 5 years. You guys, that's hardcore. That if you're an entrepreneur, you know what that means and what it takes. So those are some of the accomplishments that I kind of went through as I reviewed your biography, but I know there's so much more, and I'm very fortunate to say you're my friend and I hang out with you. So I'm really extra excited because you want to see your friends win and you want to see them continue to excel, and so we got to cheer each other on and empower each other and lift each other high. And so I'm very extra honored, privileged. So Veronica, if you can share with everyone your name, your full name, your age, and where you're from, and your background. A little bit about your business, what you do.
My full
as
name
an entrepreneur
is Veronica Corona, Maria Veronica Corona, and I am 40-something. Okay, 48. I was born and raised in the San Fernando Valley. I'm from Pacoima. Yes, Pacoima. And I'm very proud to say that. So to all the Valley people, hello, San Fernando Valley. San Fernando Valley. What else did you want me to say?
And what do you do as an entrepreneur?
As an entrepreneur, I keep it clean while you sleep. We do janitorial services for commercial office buildings. I handle all the business development and sales and customer service. My business partner handles the operational and dealing with the employees. And I'm very grateful. He's the one that encouraged me to become an entrepreneur. So thank you, Mauricio, for that. And most importantly, I want to thank my customer, Romy, in case she's watching.
Hi,
so
Romy.
She's on Facebook. And I want to thank her because she was the one that gave me the opportunity. She provided us with our first building that we started cleaning back in 2009. And here I am 8 years later.
Wow. That's
Keeping
amazing.
it clean while you sleep.
That's fantastic. And you never know, I think as an entrepreneur, there's a lot of things that go in your mind that you think oh my gosh, am I crazy? And you know what? You gotta be. You gotta be. You gotta know.
You have to be crazy.
You gotta be crazy to be able to
Yeah.
take that leap of faith and know that one account. You never know what it was going to take, and just trusting the process of your journey and being vision.
Thank you. And most importantly, I want to acknowledge my employees. They're very hardworking and dedicated. I've had employees that have been with us for 8 years. So thank you to my employees because they are the ones out there really keeping it clean while even I'm sleeping. So thank you to them.
All right, fantastic. All right, thank you. All right, thank you. Exciting, huh? Powerful women, okay? This is just Veronica. We still have these other women. Collectively, it's wow. Changing the world and our communities and the masses. Really, we don't know the power of one, what a difference you could make. So. All right, so let me see. Next, we're gonna talk about Catherine Munoz Garces.
Hi guys.
Retirement planner, life insurance agent, awarded ambassador of the year for Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, featured in various magazines as a woman creating awareness, community philanthropist in LA and Orange County. Received recognition of Congress, mayors of several cities in California, including the Los Angeles Police Department. Participated with 20 YMCA's across LA providing child ID program. And and I'm like looking at her, as I looked at her bio, and you know, because she kind of summed everything up, I was like, wow, she's just so modest. She's just, talk about humble. She like really didn't go into all the details of it, but you know, it also says a lot about you, you know, in so many different ways. But those are huge things. And so I acknowledge you for what you do. Retirement, financial planning, very important. So, Catherine Munoz, tell her, you can share with everyone your age, where you're from.
Catherine Munoz. I was born in New York and I was raised in Ecuador. Came back to finish school about when I was 13. The reason why I decided to do financial, get onto the life insurance and retirement planning was more because my stepdad was very successful in his business. Very, very successful. We had a really good life growing up, and I thank him for that. You know, he provided a great standard of living for me, you know, with private schools and all that. But he wasn't a planner. You know, he was a very successful man with a brilliant mind, but he wasn't really the planner. So when times changed, we were faced with a lot of, you know, obstacles, and we had to learn to do things when we didn't. And I thought, this is not okay, you know, and this is very big in our culture. And then my grandfather too, he had taken out a life insurance policy where he was, there was fraud committed against him. And I didn't realize until 20 years later when he left this big life insurance policy for me. When I found out, I went to see what happened, and they were like, he had to die in a specific way. And I'm like, Latinos don't see this. Latinos don't read the little, you know, the little print, and we're not being educated on financial literacy. Why? So why, if we're such a, you know, we're a mass, we're a culture that provides so much for the economy, you know, we help this country to be built, why are we not prepared for our future? Why don't we have that focus? Why do we still have to, you know, do fundraisers for buried or significant others? We want that respect, we want that encouragement, we want that knowledge. We need to step up to the plate and educate ourselves on something like that. So, you know, I speak at universities, I speak with children, teenagers, moms, you know, I speak with a lot of women. I have go through the process of helping them become financially independent. And that's big for me, so big because I went through it myself, you know. I had a very successful business with my ex-husband, and I faced the same thing, you know, but I wasn't so into the face of how my mom and my little brothers and I were, but I was a little more prepared. And I'm going, okay, so I have a background and I went to college for this, but that's not my purpose. I realized what my purpose was, you know? And to me, it's such a big commitment and such a passion to educate my community, to make sure that they understand how important it is for not to plan for a quinceañera, to plan for college, you know? It's our culture, you know, in some Latino cultures, universities are for free. So, you know, they don't come with a mentality of saving for college. And to me, that's just one of my biggest, you know, focus.
All right, yeah, and it's really important, and it's so common, and we don't know what we don't know until someone comes into our life like you know, and actually opens that door or window of opportunity or an insight that they didn't know. So I'm hoping that people that are listening right now really get it, like the importance of all of this. Very important. So thank you for what you do and for being here. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Monica.
Hi.
Monica Rivera. She's a realtor and founder of Rivera Real Estate. She's also an author, obviously, that she's here. Speaker and investor, owner of Rivera Real Estate, author or creator of the Chingona Manifesto. Regular contributor to the Huntington Post, invests in several tech and service-based startup focused on serving Latinx, I can say that, Latinx audiences, business success coach, neuro-linguistic programming master practitioner, leads workshops ranging from motivation and networking to branding and business at various organizations, to include her alma mater, the University of Southern California, involved with the Give Back Home organization, whose mission is to build home for families in need throughout the U.S. and Central America. So I know your age, and I'm like, when I read your bio, I was like, what? How old is this young woman? Like, how old is she? Because I saw your picture, I was like, she looks young, but she's accomplished quite a bit. So So if you can share with everyone your full name, your age, where you came from, and a little bit about what you do. And I'm so looking forward to the book because just reading your bios just gave me a lot of insight about how powerful and resilient you all are.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Monica Angela Rivera. I am 27 years old. I am Mexican American, first generation on my father's side, so he's an immigrant from El Chante, Jalisco. So for everybody from Jalisco, showing a little bit of love. And for me, my business and what I do in real estate, I was in the industry for about 8 years on the property management side, and I ended up selling equity in a company that I had before, which was an amazing experience. When you're building a business, we built it up to, we hit our 3-year goal in about 6 months, grew really quickly, which was amazing. But at the same time, when you have that, sometimes there's problems that arise. And for me, I felt I was young enough to exit out of that and kind of branch out on my own. And that's why I decided to kind of do my own thing. Got into real estate and the sales side after spending time with my grandmother, and she told me about a property that she had purchased when she was young. That was a 3-unit, and she said, "Hay que sembrar para cosechar." And for me, that was very much about planting those seeds to reap the harvest. And for her, my father's a realtor and an investor. My uncle's an investor and a realtor. My aunt's a real estate agent and an investor. So much of my family and her kids became real estate investors, became involved in real estate. And that legacy that she created wasn't necessarily just that money, that income that she still gets, that still takes care of her to this day. It's that mindset that she passed on to her kids. And that's what I fell in love with about real estate. And so for me, I'm very passionate about helping people create multi-generational wealth by investing in themselves and in real estate. I do sell real estate, and I actually just, new announcement, but I just became the Keller Williams productivity coach. So super excited about that as well.
Congratulations.
I think I'm a couple of friends with Keller Williams.
Thank you.
Fantastic. No, and I was seeing that you were sharing about an experience when you, at one point in your process, that you were sleeping on an inflatable bed and living off a bag or something.
So when I first started with my first company, it was a property management company. I started with 2 friends, and I actually slept on a blow-up air mattress in the back room of our first office. And would eat cereal, and that, I feel like entrepreneurs know the Maruchan ramen. That was what we ate with the lemon and tapatio. Yeah, the hustle was real, but you do what you have to build up to that point. And thankfully for me, I was able to find a lot of success, and my parents taught me a lot about staying on that path and doing whatever you need to do and staying committed. And now I'm here.
Wow, and officially an author at 27.
Yes.
27. Wow, if I knew then what I know now.
Seriously.
But we all have a journey and a different path, and it's I actually mentioned to the ladies, when I introduce you, I want you to say your age, and I kind of got that, like, huh? But one is we all get to embrace it, right? We get to embrace our age. I'll say I'm 43, in case you don't know already, but I'm 43. But the point of sharing our age is because we want you to see that it doesn't matter how old or how young we are, that if we really want something, we get to choose. It's a choice, right? To go for it, regardless of the stories, of the circumstances. Knowing that yes, there are going to be challenges, but know that learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Because were you comfortable through the entire journey? No. I don't think an inflatable mattress for more than a day or two or a weekend at a friend's is too much after that, right? So it takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of strength and belief in oneself, and really like standing for the vision that's bigger than us. When we look at what we're creating, because everything that you ladies do is about other people, servicing, empowering, motivating, making our world a better place. So when we look at our vision and we say, what, if I'm succeeding, they're succeeding. If I'm putting myself out there, then they'll be encouraged to put themselves out there. So given you sharing your age, the purpose is so people could get, doesn't matter if you're 27, 48, or what is it?
44.
Oh no, I'm the oldest.
Embrace it.
44. I'll
and you look
embrace it.
fantabulous. So embrace it. So we get to embrace our age, and also, there's always I say this all the time, and even on the book I co-authored, my quote is, every moment's a new moment, an opportunity to create something different, something new, something extraordinary. You have a choice. So just keep that in mind. That's what's so beautiful about this collaboration, is that, look, you have all these different ages, different backgrounds, different experiences, and here they are coming together to empower other Latinas, other people, like period. It doesn't necessarily mean only women, okay, men? For men out there. And thank you for the men that support us. And I see some people out there. Thank you for the men that support us and do not feel intimidated by us and hold us high, and also open doors for us and empower us in so many different ways.
We love
okay?
them.
So so let me give some quick shout outs to some people. And of course we got Roberto Carlos talking about supporting people. Hey Roberto, he's been, I don't know if you can see, but he's like
all
putting
those
a lot of
hearts, we send them right back
all
to
the
him.
love, all the love, all the love. Thank you. He's awesome. Raquel Toribio Villarreal. Hello, Raquel. She says, congratulations. Viva la paz.
Yes, sister.
Veronica's sister, Elodia. Sabrina Garces.
My daughter.
That's
again.
my mama. She says, Corona fam. I think
My brother Jose,
Go
Anthony,
sister.
Jose Jr., Ellery, Emily, and the new baby on the way.
Aw. It says, go sister Veronica. That's what he said. Nancy Moncayo.
My mom.
Orgullosa de ti, mija Catherine. Oh, I'm going to cry. It's okay.
This
Maybe
is
we
for
need
you,
a
Mom.
tissue over here. Yvette Brooklyn Espinoza, New York. What? Present,
I love it.
represent girlfriend. That's what she said. What? Hey, I'm just reading. Elizabeth Gutierrez is on. Hey, Elizabeth.
Hello,
Elizabeth and Raquel are former members of my women's group. Helen Rivera.
La gran chingona. That's
She
my
said
mama.
chingona. Proud of each of you. I know she does say that's my daughter, Monica Rivera. Oh.
I love you, mama.
And Gabby Platner.
It's one of my best friends.
Proud of you ladies.
Oh,
And let's see. Veronica Lujan is on. She's one of my women's revival group members too. Lynette Chinea, Crever.
Oh my God.
Wow,
High
Cassie.
school friends.
So right on so many levels. All right.
Oh, thank you.
Yvette, I agree. Becoming a spearhead to educate our communities. Right. Robert Richard Bobby Gaxiola. Love you and proud of you, Monica. All that support is beautiful. Wow, look, and Helen Rivera says, wow, look at the power in this screen. Mija, I'm so proud. Bless your hustle.
Yes.
Hey, a power, you created her, you empowered her.
Yes,
So,
you did,
I
yeah.
acknowledge you for creating and empowering such a beautiful, powerful woman, and all your family members. Like how awesome that they're on and they're.
I think
they're
our
on
moms
here
had a lot
engineering.
to do a lot with it.
Yeah,
A lot of support,
absolutely.
a lot of strength, and a lot of courage. Let's see, Rochelle James is on, Maria Cervantes is on.
Hi, Maria.
I know, hi Maria. And Maria's in my women's revival group again. She liked it. So Rochelle James says, hi
Hey,
divas. Hey Rochelle. Helen Rivera, love my baby. Shout out
I love you,
to
mama.
Enchante, Jalisco, and East LA.
Yes.
All right, I love your mom. She's like on. She's on it, honey. This is for you, pura chingona. Let's see, has beautiful Gilda Petit is watching us.
Hi, Gilda.
Helen Rivera, it's all on the mindset. Rochelle says, amen. Helen Rivera, my baby could a mother be proud. Bless you. I love it.
She's my number one
I
fan.
love it. No,
That is so
and it
cute.
shows, right? I think we're all hearing this. Maricela Limon, she's one of my best friends. I've known her since I was like 14. She does a great job, ladies.
Thank
Karina
you.
Ramirez is very proud of you, Vero. A
Thank
true
you.
inspiration.
Thank
Helen
you,
Rivera.
Karina.
Look at these women. Be proud as you be proud as you each got it going on. All right. My brother Joe in Vegas is watching. Hey,
Hi,
brother.
Joe.
All right. Karina Ramirez says woohoo. All right.
awesome.
Roberto Carlos says love you. Nancy Moncayo, adelante mi niña.
my mom.
Samuel Montes women are amazing. Yes, they
Sandy.
are.
Hi,
You guys are beautiful. Our Latina beauty is well represented. That's from Gabriel Gutierrez. Thank you, Gabriel. All right, Viva La Paz is sending a bunch of hearts. Says you, sister.
Thank you,
All right.
sister. Love you.
Very impressive group of women. Love you, Monica. Says Juan
Hi,
Rivera.
Papacito.
You have a lot of fans, Monica.
Daddy.
All right, Jessie Ramos. Keen leadership, powerful Latinas. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Jessie.
All right, Helen Rivera, feel it, woman in power. I love it, your mouth.
She's on
Roberto
it.
Carlos, love to see you all empowering our community. Gabriel Torres, todas
you,
son
Roberto.
chingonas. Oh my gosh. Yvette Brooklyn, behind every successful woman is herself. Ooh, I like that. Victor Andrade, and I really
my
love.
cousin.
I'm gonna keep going here, but I love all the love that you
Thank
are
you,
sending
thank
us.
you,
I
thank
love it,
you.
and your support means the world to all of us, right?
Yes,
of course.
Because the only way we can really move forward, we could only do so much on our own, but there's people that are the wind beneath our wings that
Yes,
allow us to
absolutely.
soar. So thank you, and I acknowledge everyone that has been an inspiration, that has opened the door, that has mentored, supported any of us or anybody out there in our world, because you make our world a better place. All right, so this is really cool, huh, ladies? I'm like, wow, we're getting all this love. My sister-in-law Jamie, Valerie over there, I think she's in Texas too. San Juan is on.
Thank you, Juan.
Donald Martinez, awesomeness,
Hi,
ladies.
Coach Don.
So
Thank you.
proud of you all. We will see you at the top, Coach Don.
See
All
you at the top,
right.
Coach Don.
Love it. Joe O'Neill's on too. Joe O'Neill's awesome. All right, ladies. So I have a few. So as you know, they co-authored a book. The book is called Latina Empowerment Through Leadership, and their book is launching on March 31st. May 31st. May 31st, okay? And so they actually officially got their hard copy today. So let me put it closer so
Yeah.
they can see it. Can you see that? Is that beautiful or what? Is that beautiful or what? Okay. So make sure that you
show the back. Show the back.
Oh, the back. Okay. I'm
That shows all our pictures.
Can you see it? Okay. Isn't that amazing? How times have changed, we back in the days when our parents came from another country, and it was a struggle, and we definitely get to acknowledge them, because we compared to those times, and now we have it so much easier.
Yes, we
so
do.
we got to really
Yes, we do.
seize those opportunities, because we really do. They had it
course,
tough.
Yes.
Really tough, and we got to keep pressing forward. Right now, in the times that are changing, we're being tested whether we're going to retract or keep going. Now's the time for us to keep pressing
going.
forward, right?
And
So,
empower each other.
empower
Yes.
each other,
Each other.
yes. And when you get to the top, don't forget to bring everybody with you.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
And empower our youth, because I think that's really important.
Yes.
As in I wish I would have seen role models that were Latinos when I was in high school. They weren't. So that's part of my mission, is I want to empower especially our youth, because I think they need it the most.
Yes,
Starting with
definitely.
my beautiful nephews and nieces.
Yes. In fact, there's this organization called the Youth Business Alliance that you and I are part of
Yes.
as well, and we go speak at the schools, and it's so important, it's so important for us to definitely empower our youth and educate our youth about, it's a lot more, mostly, a lot about mindset, right?
Right,
About the
yes.
choices we make based on our mindset and shifting it.
Their
'Cause-
values.
Yes.
They're forgetting their values.
And there's like a whole new generation of first generation. I was first generation. My parents are both from Mexico, and so I'm first generation born here. And when I go speak to these kids that use Business Alliance, it's like, oh, that was me when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Because their
That's
parents are
true.
hardworking, and they're here wanting first to go to college too, and so it's really inspiring to think, wow, we're still going through that. So we want to inspire that.
And then they see us, and then they see, wait a minute, like I can get there, because sometimes the environment that they're living
Yes.
is limited to the education that their household has, and so they don't see beyond that. They see it as something way out there. I remember my parents used to say, only white people do those things. I'm well, like, those are cool things. I want to do it too. I'm doing it too. It sounds funny, but how often do you hear that in cultures? But it's and not only that, it's like when you open yourself to be open and you relate to, now your friends are different people.
Yeah.
Like last week I had Jesse Sink. He was
Yes.
from
Oh, he
Utah.
was amazing, yeah.
And he's amazing. And like
Yeah.
everybody brings something different. We all have so much to contribute to one another, and that's why a book like this is such an amazing and beautiful collaboration, because we have this stigma that women don't support each other.
Oh my God, yes.
And and really, I think that it comes down to being the friend you want others to be.
Absolutely.
To be who you want other people to be. And I think that by you ladies collaborating and just me, we're all in this together, is that it really shows that how important it is that we do support and empower each other. If we don't, then sometimes who else will, you know what I
Right.
mean? When we hold each other high, support one another, it changes everything.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Yes, it
And then we keep empowering our youth.
It's becoming a team, more than becoming a team than anything, you know?
Exactly. Wonderful. I love it. I love it. All right, so let's talk about your book. Let's talk about the book. All right. So let's see. So now I know you did a collaboration, but who thought of the collaboration? Like, who's the one that put you all together? Because there's 8 of you. So, I mean, who put it all together?
So we have Marcos Orozco to thank for that. So thank you, Marcos.
Thank you,
Big shout out to
Marco. Thank you so much for bringing us together.
Yeah, so he brought us together. I guess he called us individually because I know he called me, and I didn't know who everybody else was. I already knew Catherine.
I was so happy when I found out she was in the
Yeah.
book.
You're like, oh.
He's like, oh, and Veronica. Oh, guys, I'm like, she's adding because you came in later.
Yeah, I came in later.
She
yeah.
came in later, and I'm like, Veronica's in the book. Oh my God, this is so exciting! I know somebody.
Yeah, and I knew Celia Garcia, but I really didn't know her. Just knew who she was.
Yeah.
So it was really fascinating. I got to meet Monica Chingona here, Monica. So and I got to meet some other phenomenal ladies. So it's been an interesting journey. Liza, Roxana, Maggie, who's coming from Texas. Jennifer, I'm sorry, Maggie's coming from Chicago,
and
Jenny from Texas. So
Hi, girls.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Over there. And so it's very nice to have that collaboration with other 7 or 8 of us. And we're all come from different backgrounds, but
Different
at the
stories.
End, yeah, different stories. But at the
Absolutely.
end, we're all so alike. It's just incredible.
There's no accident that you all ended up in the same book.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah,
you're
you're
right.
right.
You're right. I believe that too.
Yeah,
We all
exactly.
we all have our stories, and we all share our our great times, our hard times, how we overcame those obstacles, and we're sharing it in this book with so much love because we want to make sure that people understand that nothing that it's it's powerful or something that you want to achieve it's easy, because if it was easy everybody would have it. So yes, it causes a lot of tears, a lot of sweat, a lot of people not believing in you, and the people that did, they're going to be able to enjoy with us, when we reach that mountain high, because we know they stick up for us, they believed in us, and of course they're going to come along. But it comes back to what we're saying, leadership, empowering through leadership, because we want to empower other people and women, because I think leaders lead by example. It's not, I always say that, it's not do as I say, it's do as I do. Even with our children, they copy everything we do. So I think that is the best way that we can judge people by their actions, not what people say about you, but what the actions, what you have show to your community, the efforts that you give into other people, whether it's a coworker, a friend, what you've done for them is what's important that you can give back. It's the actions.
But you said it's all the actions. We can talk, but if you're not you're not walking the talk, then it doesn't matter.
And women are big on that.
Yes.
Women are love to talk.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, and look at her. She's driving. You know what? She's driving a Mercedes. Well, good for her.
for her.
Yes.
I love it. I
Yes.
see a woman in a Porsche, and I'm like, I like that. Good, you go.
Yeah.
You go, because we have to support one another. I mean, it's the positive way. You give positive feedback, that's what you're going to get. That's what you put out.
Yeah, I really believe that the way we want to see the world is what we're going to keep seeing, and the way we're going to be is what we're going to keep attracting. If you're looking for ugliness in the world and what's wrong with someone, you're going to find it, because we're all perfectly imperfect. If you want to see what's wrong with the situation, you're going to find it. But if you choose to look at what's good, what's right, what's beautiful, what's amazing, then you keep attracting more of that.
Of course, all the time.
And you're not always, when I hear people about, I don't want all this drama, or I don't want to be on Facebook because of drama, I'm like, look at my Facebook, you're going to see that.
Nothing but positivity.
Yeah,
Right,
because who do
exactly.
I attract?
Positive.
Exactly.
Right, because that's what you want people to see.
Por eso está el dicho, dime con quién andas y te diré quién eres. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for always reminding me of that. Tell me who you're with, and I'll tell you who you are. I think.
And my grandmother,
The people you surround yourself
my
with.
grandmother say, no eres monedita de oro para que todo el mundo te quiera, porque hasta la de oro a la gente le gusta la plata.
Eso, no soy monedita de oro para caerles bien a todos. And that means that I'm not a gold coin for everybody to love me.
Right, everybody
Yeah,
like
another,
right?
so
Like me,
yeah,
love me.
I think, and that's one of the processes of even like writing the book or anything, is like, I think a lot of things come through our mind, right? And I want to get more into that, but not everyone's gonna like us, right?
No.
Yeah.
Not everyone's gonna like the book, and everyone's gonna find some story or something, and those are But when you put yourself out there, it comes with the territory. What matters is that what you do is in alignment with your vision and your goals.
Absolutely.
Your goals, not somebody else's, but yours.
Your passion, your dreams,
Oh,
and it's also what you put out are the blessings you receive.
Yes.
So sometimes you're like, oh, everything's going good for her. Why? Why is everything going good for this person, even if it's a male? Why is everything going good for? I know we have a lot of buds visiting us tonight. You want to
We have
book? Go buy it on
special
Amazon. And
We said wind beneath our wings.
And they
so
do, but-
and and that's what's important. Yet people don't understand us sometimes. Like, what took us to get where we're getting? Because we're still not there. All of us, people like us that keep going and keep striving. It's never there. It's always
next
one
level.
more. That hero that you're still looking for. But and then again, it goes back to action. What have you done? Why is she so this? Why? Because you're doing things right and you're blessed for that. So what have you done for others?
Yeah, and you got to remember to do for others, because I think that when we're very me focused, we only get so far.
Well, I'm a big believer that the more you give, the more you receive.
The getting is in the giving.
Yep. Yep. I like that. The getting,
The getting is in the
receiving.
giving.
So give.
Give,
All right, so
give,
I have some
help.
questions for you ladies here, because we're good. I want to make sure that we're keeping track of time, and I'm like, wait a minute, we're getting really caught up in our conversation here. But I want to make sure that people get to know a little bit more about the book, so that they could join us next week. I'm looking forward to celebrating with you.
Thank you,
So,
Sandy.
let's see. So every woman in the book wrote their own chapter, and in the chapters they talk about their personal and professional life and different things. So each one named their chapter something that meant something to them for whatever reason. So I'd like you ladies to share with me, and I'll start with Monica. Your title of your chapter is Mujer Chingona Poderosa. This is for you. So how did you choose this particular title?
Definitely. Well, going back to what Veronica was saying about that lack of Latina role models and that lack of Latina leadership, and not having people that were there for us to kind of aspire to. In writing this book and coming into this, I feel growing up, there was a lot of people that were positive, but they didn't look like me. And they didn't share my background, and they didn't have my dreams, and they didn't have my struggles. And so it's really hard a lot of times to associate with seeing, I can be that person, or I can do that thing, when the person that's done that doesn't look like me and has nothing to do with me. And I think that a lot of times, we have this lack of representation in media, in literature, and for this project to come about, and for us as women, as Latina women to come together, it felt not just a choice to write the book, but for me, it felt like a responsibility. That choosing to be, and for me, everybody knows soy bien chingona, but for me, it's about choosing to step into that, to be unapologetic, to tell my story, because in writing this, it was for all those women that were who I was when I was younger, looking for those role models that I was looking for when I was younger, and that thankfully, I had my mom to look up to, my dad to look up to, my family members to look up to, and seeing what they were able to do. But when it came to what I wanted to do in business, or who I wanted to be 10 years down the line, I was more having to kind of take their mindset and apply it to those different things. And so for me, this book, that was my starting out. I wrote it as a bit of a dedication to the women out there that were me, and stepping into that role and letting them know, at the end of the day, what I wrote, what my story is, it's not all rainbows and butterflies. There's struggle and there's hardship, and that's a part of our story, and that's a part of what happens, and you have to share that too.
All right, thank you.
We're keeping it real. I love
Sorry,
this.
there's a lot of we have some uninvited guests here. They want to
Lighting.
hear, they want to be empowered, so
I know they want to come out on Facebook Live, guys. Please help yourself.
You probably can't see, but there's a bunch of like little bugs
And some big bugs.
and some big bugs and attacking the women
And
here.
I keep
So,
going,
look, they're laughing. I don't even see they're laughing. Yes, I know.
Yeah. Thank
Veronica's
you.
looking at me and I'm
Thank
going,
I just slapped my leg, and then I felt something.
just don't slap me, okay?
All right, ladies. All right, so I'm gonna thank you for for sharing with us, because that's very inspiring, and it's so true, very true, very true. All right, so I just gotta be mindful of time, ladies, just so you know. We want to make sure that we get through our questions because we want to make sure that our followers get some great info here. All right, so Catherine, your title is Lessons Learned on My Road to Leadership. What had you choose that title?
It's about empowerment, right? It's about role models and leaders, right? So me growing up, I had good leaders in my life. You know, my grandmother was one of my biggest inspirations. My grandparents raised me until I was about 12 years old, and they were very, very focused on family values. You know, they were very focused on teaching me to give, you know, to be very philanthropic and donate and share. And if somebody needed help, to help them, and somebody needed to learn, to teach them, you know, and to share. I remember my grandmother would share my clothing with my cousins so they can get, you know, like grandmothers would sew and they'd be like, oh, she got a dress from the United States. Let's share it so your cousins can know how to dress. And I didn't mind. I thought it was awesome that, you know, you can dress the same. And she would tell me, you have to share because you don't have access to that. You have it here. And I didn't care. So those are the things that little by little you are educating a child. You are building a foundation of giving, you know. My mother, she was very strict in a lot of ways, but she was very focused on morals and believing in yourself. No matter how many times you fall, you have to get up. And at times I'm like, why is she so hard on me? You know, and I didn't understand, right? And that's what I read in the book. Why? Why was she so like, you know, she was always about the grades and the schooling, and it was about the honor roll, and I'm going, oh, she's so hard. But I get it, you know, I get it now because she was so focused on me succeeding because my mom gave up a lot of her dreams, you know, and that just gave me like, okay, now I get it. So there were a lot of, my dad and my stepfather, you know, my father and my stepfather, they were very big in my life. My father in Ecuador, hola papi, he's a man of integrity. What a man of honor. He's just such a man that he will not do something wrong. Like, he believes in his values, and people respect my father. You know, I'm honored to say, you know, I am his daughter because of the man that the country respects. Because my father is an honorable man, you know. He has so much integrity. And it's like he won't do things that are not wrong because that's just who he is. And my stepdad, he was just such a hardworking man. He built such a successful company. He brought technology to South America. He's one of the first people that bring the cell phone to South America. Wow. I mean, we're talking about a man that, you know, brought so much. And he was so humble about it. You know, he was just like, oh. And his thing was like, no le pares bola. You know, I say that in the book. And in South America, it's like, pay no mind, just keep going. And sometimes I get frustrated, and he'd be like, are you my daughter? Well, why can't you do it? And I'm like, well, do it. Just figure it out. And he would walk away, and I'm going, I can't let him down, you know. And he's showing me that he can do it. So I think it's all about the people you see when you grow up, that they're your leaders. And that's why, to me, when they say, oh, Kat, you're such a community leader, you know, you, Veronica, you're so involved with the community. Why? It's because that's what it was instilled in me since I was a child. It was to be a role model, to be a leader. I'm the oldest of all my siblings, you know? So it was always like, tú eres la mayor y tienes que, you know that Latino mentality.
I can relate.
Yeah. And tú eres la mayor, tus hermanos o tus hermanos. So it's like, you know, it's always about leadership, and it was always instilled in our families. But you know what? We don't value that. It's so part of our culture and so part of our family core and our values that we don't realize how important the leaders in our families are, which are our parents. They're hardworking people. That's leadership right there. So why don't we bring that out to show positive about our culture, that people is always saying, oh, Latinos. No, we are people of integrity. You know, we are people of honor. We work hard. We educate our kids, and we do a lot of positive things. So that's why I chose that, because I went through so many bumps through where I was going, and where my parents were the biggest strength for me, my family.
And it's really about trusting the journey, your process, the process of your journey of your life.
Yeah, my mom, my dad, you got this. My mom, wipe your tears. You can do this. You know, you can't. Why? Why can't you do it? Are you lesser than anybody? You can do this. Figure it out. And I'm like, oh my God, okay, I guess I have to figure it out.
I love that, because you know, it's really it brings back that saying, you know, if you give someone a fish, or if you teach them
that was big.
It's huge, because and I noticed people that struggle are the people that were always given the fish, so they have a hard time thinking out of the box or thinking on their own. So, you know, parents out there, you gotta like trust that your kids are gonna figure things out. I know sometimes you don't want them to fall or fail, but that's how we learn sometimes. Of course, you don't want them to be in danger. That's a different story.
Right, of course.
But at the same time,
and figure it out. Like, learn to figure things out, to read, to find. Learn yourself. Auto teach yourself, you know. So that way you can, if you can't do it, figure it out. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Aprende. Siempre hay una forma de aprender.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is that not everybody grows up with role models that are hardworking. I know for me that was not the case, you know. And so when it comes down to it, is if your parents are struggling themselves and are having a hard time with life themselves, and you know, they still, like for my example, my parents did the best that they could, but they had a lot of struggle, and we felt the struggle and the burden of it all. And you know, one thing we did have was love. You know, that was the one thing that I can say that was love, and we had a lot of joy and fun and crazy experiences. But when it comes down to it, is really about us making the choice to go for a vision no matter what.
Of course,
you know?
yes.
And sometimes we think we want to do things, and we, you know, the people that we're around, even our parents, might not have that same mindset or mentality of the big possibility. But just remember, there's always someone doing it. People get to so much success by choosing to take action, committed action, no matter what obstacles are in the way. So keep that in mind. And I think it's a good point, because I know you're very fortunate. All you ladies had that support, and that makes all the difference.
Yes, it does.
So now let's talk about Veronica, my friend here. My friend, I'm like, I already know her almost all her whole life. Veronica's title is A Leader Demonstrates What is Possible.
Yes. The reason I came up with that title, because I believe that a leader demonstrates what is possible to others. I am the oldest of two brothers and one sister, so I always had to be the role model. So I had to demonstrate what was possible.
We didn't have a choice.
Yeah, I didn't have a choice. And I believe it's important to be a role model and be a leader, especially now. I have two very handsome nephews and four very beautiful nieces. Hi, girls. And another one on the way. So I want to be a role model for them. I want to show them what is possible. And especially, you know, coming from a family, my parents are uneducated, barely high school education. So yes, I was able to get an education when they didn't. My dad always pushed us about, you know, going to school. And I think that's really important, that no matter what, you can't, that's not an excuse. Just because my parents didn't have an education or they didn't graduate high school doesn't mean that I'm not. So I believe that's why I said you demonstrate what is possible. I didn't really have any role models. You know, I didn't have any role models growing up. It was my parents. My parents were my role models. I'm talking peers, role models, or older people that I looked up to. It was really my parents and my teachers. And as I mentioned, I'll never forget a career day in high school. We had all these people come and talk about careers, but nobody looked like us. Nobody looked like us. Like, I wasn't able to relate. At one point, I thought I wanted to be an attorney because there was a woman that came. She was really beautiful, dressed very nicely, and she came and talked to us about being an attorney. I was like, oh, I think I'd like to be an attorney. I went to school to be an accountant, but I'm not an accountant. I'm a janitor now. But I'm very grateful to, more importantly, the way I was brought up. You know, my dad was very strict on me, being a woman, being the oldest. And, you know, back then I didn't understand, why are you so strict with me? And, you know, and then so like lenient with my brothers. But today I understand, and I'm grateful for that. Even though back then I didn't understand it, today I'm grateful. And to my mom, she's always so positive. No matter how bad things are, she's always positive. And I wish I want some more of that stuff. I want to be positive, because we go through ups and downs, and lately I've been going like in a circle, and I'm just like, so I'm grateful to all the positive people in my life, because Sandylu, Carmen, my Rumi, Olivia, thank you, Olivia, for allowing us to have the place here, Financially Fit Foundation. I'm just grateful to my parents, because no matter how much I didn't like a lot of things growing up, like frijoles de la olla all the time. Oh, I love those. And I love frijoles de la olla today, right? It's like, and then we get to appreciate the food when we're with our parents. The white neighbors making fun that we ate frijoles, that we all we did was ate beans, and yeah, that's pretty much what we ate. And today, you know, I'm grateful for that, because we have to embrace our culture also and not be embarrassed about it. You know, my dad made us speak Spanish. We always had to speak Spanish, and you know, and sometimes I pretend like I didn't speak Spanish. I wanted to speak only English, and now I'm thinking, thank God, because I am today where I'm at, because I'm bilingual and I speak two languages, and that is so important. So at the end, I believe it's really important to you demonstrate what is possible. Everything starts from the moment you were brought up, from the moment you're raised, how your family is raised, the people you surround with, your friends. And so I'm very grateful to my family, my brothers, my sister. I have to be a role model for them, and I hope I have been a role model. So, okay.
Oh yes, of course. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. And
is this live?
We're live.
Can you edit it?
No. There's no take backs. There's no take backs.
Yeah.
But it's real, and it's raw, and it's authentic, and it's part of life. Like, we all have those, you know. And even we get to a certain level, and then we find ourselves like, it's great, but now we're like, where do I go from here? You know,
Yeah.
where do I
Yeah.
want to go now? What's
Yes.
next? I'm only 20, you know?
I'm still trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up.
I know, right?
Yeah.
40s are the new 30s, so you're still a teenager.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Tengo mucho tiempo. Tengo mucho tiempo.
I like it. I like it.
Good, because I'm still working on what am I going to be when I grow up.
When my doctor told me that, I believed it, so I'm writing with it.
All right, ladies. So I have another question for you. So, as you know, I co-authored Lead with Success, and I know that writing that chapter for me was cathartic. It was very personal. It was a huge milestone, and this the actual writing it, the physical part of writing it. Like I remember that I had to call like my brother and my sister and my friends like at 2-3 in the morning as I was writing, because it was pretty profound, because here I'm reliving a lot of experiences. What was it like for you, your writing experience? What was that experience like? And I'm gonna ask you to keep it brief, but authentic and honest. Like, let's be real here. What was that experience?
Mine was really cathartic as well. I cried. I actually, when I turned in the chapter to Marcos, I took 2 copies and I went to my parents' house and I gave them the 2 copies so that they could each read it, because I knew that I didn't want them to read some of the things I wrote for the first time when the book came out. I wanted them to kind of have an opportunity to see what I wrote before, because there's things that I've said in this book that I've never said out loud, not with my family, you know, and so I gave it to them, and we stood in the house and probably all just cried together for like 4 hours, hugging and yeah, you know, I think that writing and telling the story, it's very healing, and I feel like I can't wait for the book to go live, because like I said, the struggle is how we connect with people and where authenticity lies, and I feel like this book has given me a lot of freedom.
Beautiful.
Wow.
So proud
It
of
was
you.
so
Young.
Yes, very proud of you.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Well, it was very challenging for me because I'm not a writer. I'm an entrepreneur.
I'm a hardworking.
Yeah, hardworking. I can.
What is it you say the
I'm a
word? Because
good-
I'm not even from. Is it chingona? I
Yeah,
learned that
yeah,
word when I moved to
chingona.
LA. I don't say that
Not
in
necessarily a
Ecuador.
very proper word, but anyway, you know, it's like hardworking. You know, I was taught to work hard, and you know, now I'm an entrepreneur, and you know, I'm very involved in the community. I don't have a problem getting in front of 500 people to speak, but having to write your life story, oh, that was really, really difficult. I don't know how many times I wanted to throw the computer out the window from my office, and then I would just shut it down because I couldn't. There were certain areas of my life that, even though I didn't elaborate on the book, because it would be just another book in itself in the chapter I wrote. There was some areas where I didn't even want to talk about it, but I felt like I needed to talk about it, because even the struggles that we go through in life are what shape us to what is possible to be the leader I am today. And so there was certain times that I just like, oh, I don't want to write about this, and then I wrote really fast, like I didn't even want to look at what I was writing, and then I go back and read it, and I'm like, ugh, as I turn off the computer. So it was very challenging. It was very challenging. And then at one point I thought I lost the documents. I was like, oh, good, maybe I shouldn't even write this book or this chapter, right? And so I kept going back and forth, and then I gave it to my sister, and my sister said, man, sister, we've gone through a lot. I said, right? And obviously I had to, I was like at 10,000 words. First I was, how am I going to come up with 4,500 words, right? And by the time I was done, I had over 10,000. And then I had, of course, edit.
You weren't the only one.
Yeah, okay, good.
That was my experience too.
Okay, so I was like, 10,000. So I kept the original because I think it's good to go back to that one. But yeah, it was very challenging because also I'm not a writer, and I'm a recovering perfectionist, and part of my perfectionism, I wanted this book to be perfect. This chapter needed to be perfect. Every word needed to be spelled correctly with the commas in the right places, and that's not my thing. So that was very frustrating for me, because like I do the spell check, but the spell check was right, and then when I go back, I did spell check. How come this word is wrong? But it was like the right word spelled differently, and you know how there's words that sound the same. So it is very challenging, but going through the process of writing, it's very vulnerable. Very vulnerable, putting your story out there and thinking, oh my God, my story is going to be out there, because I share my story. I shared about my upbringing and why I am where I am today. So I thank my family for that. So not easy, and it's
Yeah, and
It's not easy. It wasn't easy.
I know people. Sometimes people are judgmental. Oh, it's only a chapter. Shoot, like put your
No,
life in a
a
chapter.
yeah.
Out to the whole world to
Yeah.
see. You tell me it's not a big deal.
And I want to send a shout out to my amiga Carmen Torres because we were in her bedroom.
Hi,
till,
Carmen.
Hi, Carmen. Until 1:30 in the morning, reading the chapter, and there was parts I couldn't read, and then she was reading for me, and then she's like, "Oh, man, amiga, I know." And then like, I know, she's like,
Oh, that's awesome.
But it wasn't even within the chapter; it was more about where it took me as I reading it. So in the process, it was letting go. You know, it's just like letting go. It's like I'm putting it out there. There's nothing to be ashamed of because the struggles is what make us stronger.
Yes.
Make us stronger.
It's learning from the experiences,
Yes.
and it is definitely another level of healing. For
Yes,
sure.
it is. No, I never saw it that way, but thank you. Yes,
It
it
is
was a
another level.
healing.
It's always a new
I
level.
almost slept really well. I slept really well that day. I almost like felt like something just kind of like a friend of mine. I had lunch with him last week, and he said it's like having that elephant on the shoulder, and that elephant was taken off that day. You know, it's like
It's right
okay,
here.
here it is. Here's final. It's right here. The elephant is right here. So thank you for that. Yes.
All right.
Well, for me, it was challenging in the sense that my chapter got lost. it was nowhere, and I'm going, what? And then I get back, and
Is this
I'm
a
going,
sign?
I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is not what I wrote. Why do I have this? This is nothing what I wrote. And I was getting frustrated to the point that I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this because this is not what I wrote. I got something. I'm going, wait, this is not what, and it was frustrating me. But I saw it as an opportunity to thank the people that mean so much to me. You know, you don't get a chance to always say, thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, stepdad. Thank you, Grandma and Grandpa. Like my grandmother and my grandfather, they're in heaven now, and they were so big in my life. Losing them was like the hardest thing I've ever been through. You know, I think I can rebuild myself 10 times, but never go through the pain of losing my grandparents because they were my parents. You know, and to me it was like I lost my mother, I lost my father. They were my grandparents, but I mean, my mother is amazing, and she understands that as well. But I think this was the moment in time for me to say thank you to all of them. To say thank you to my father for being that amazing, man that is full of values and integrity. My stepfather for being such a hard-working man. My mom for being such a lady, and polish me all the time, niña, niña. And it was like, ay, mommy. So now I get it. Like, she was always very, taking care of herself. Always, don't do that. That's not, and I'm going, but, and then, it's just so many people that meant so much to me that these are the leaders in my life. That what more a better way than to put it here and tell the world, not only then, but tell the world how thankful I am, the woman that I am today because of them. Regardless of their struggles, their mistakes, because nobody's perfect. Those mistakes that they made me the woman I am today.
That's for sure.
So that was excitement for me. I'm like, God, I'm going to be able to thank you guys right here.
In public.
Right here.
What better way to thank?
What better way? Aquí terminé, ya. Thank you. Here's the book. It's like when I graduated college, I was like, my mom goes, you're not going to go through a ceremony? No, Mom, here. Here's your title.
Here's your diploma.
She looked at me like, what? I go, yeah, here. I'm going on a trip now.
All right, ladies, well, it's already time for us to start wrapping things up. I really want to thank you all for being here. I want to, just in a quick, in one sentence,
Latinas can't stop.
we gotta be respectful of everybody's time, so I want to keep that in mind. We're already approaching the hour, but in one sentence, what is the message that you want to give our audience? What is the one message that you want to give them about life, about moving forward, about empowerment?
No matter how many times you fall, keep getting up. Because every time you make a mistake, it's a lesson learned. See it as a challenge that becomes an opportunity that you will be successful, because you just keep learning every day. Every day you learn something new, but you have to have that positive mentality. Just keep getting up. As long as you keep getting up, you keep going.
Get up.
And keep a smile in your face, regardless of how hard it is. Just smile, because that is a beautiful gift you can give the world. People tell me you're always smiling. Well, because if I'm in a bitter mood, why am I going to get you in a bad?
She already said like 100.
Okay.
Okay.
My turn.
We're gonna have to have them back again, but and I'll be doing some live feeds while you at your book launch for
Okay.
sure.
Oh,
so
awesome.
you can share
Okay, you
more.
turn.
I want to say to always believe in yourself and follow your passion. And there'll always be people around you that will believe in you. I thank the people that have believed in me. Thank you.
I want to say fall in love with yourself and your scars, and when you feel like giving up, remember everything that you've been through, and keep on going.
Right. Remember where you started. Thank you, ladies. And I know we got lots of love. Look, I don't know if you can see my screen here, but we keep getting hearts, and Roberto Carlos really loves us here. Loves you
Gracias,
ladies, right?
Roberto.
He keeps giving us love here. But there's
My
a lot of
family's
you
gonna
here.
make me emotional.
So they're all in there, I know. So when you get a chance, ladies,
Vicky
you know, go
Cubarrubia.
back
Hi,
and
hi, Vicky.
and
Hey, Vicky.
check out all the comments. We have so many great people here that are. Thank you all for your support and for
Hi,
listening.
Carmen.
in.
I saw Carmen.
There's Vicky Rubias. Oh, look at there's a bug that just came out of my hair.
Yeah.
We better go before the bugs eat us alive.
Yeah.
But before we go, ladies, how can people purchase your book? So we know your book launch is going to be next week,
May
on
31st.
May 31st. Where is it going to be at?
Plaza de la Cultura
Y
y Artes.
in downtown Los Angeles, across the street from Placito Olvera.
We'll post the link in the comments.
The
Yeah.
time?
6 p.m.
6 to
6
10,
p.m.
All right.
Oh no, 5 p.m.
5 p.m. 5
Change it.
5
p.m. So
5 because we're Latinos. We show up at 5:36.
No, don't tell them
And
that.
Don't do that.
The book will be available on Amazon on Thursday, so you can get a copy then. And huge shout out to Stephanie Camacho, who designed the cover for us.
Thank you, Stephanie. And
Beautiful.
on our lunch on the 31st, our moderator. You want to talk about her?
Davina Ferreira.
Gracias,
She's going to be
Davina.
our moderator.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Davina.
Hi,
She's also
Davina.
launching her book, I think August or September. So we're going to have that she's going to be our moderator. We're
Davina
really
is
excited.
And Davina's a past honoree of the National Latina Business Women Association as Rising Star, and she's the owner of the Alegría magazine.
Alegría
So
magazine.
So
gracias,
we're really
Davina.
excited. She
Gracias
fit her
por
into
tu
her
apoyo.
schedule
Yes.
and she made it possible to be our moderator. Thank you, Davina.
Great. Thank you, ladies, for joining me, and everyone that joined us. Thank you for all of you that support all of us, right? Because we all have our followers. Thank you for supporting all of us and our vision and our goals and our dreams. And I think that we have this common goal of supporting, empowering, and changing the world. And we all know that it starts with us, and it starts with collaborating and supporting and working together and holding each other high. So thank you all for tuning in. Remember to share, so you can still share it now so people could watch it. If you're on the replay, just in case, go ahead, listen to it later. If you just got on and you missed the whole thing, make sure that you go back to my page, Sandylu Guerrero. Go to Sandylu Guerrero and you can find my feed there, and that way you get to hear. So it is about an hour long, maybe a little bit longer now. We got to put it closer. And get the book. And join us on the event. Join us at the event. It's going to be a fantastic event. And so thank you once again for joining us. Remember, I'm Sandylu Guerrero of Life's Trace Coaching, your transformational business and life coach. Thank you for joining me on my show, Transform Your Life with Sandylu and friends. And thank you to Catherine, Veronica, and Monica for joining me.
Thank you
You
for
are
having
such
us.
a
Thank you for thinking of us to have us here today.
Thank
Thanks a
you,
lot.
everybody.
All right, have
Thank
a good
you.
evening,
Thank you.
everyone. Have a great evening. Mwah. Lots of love.
Stop it?
Bye. That's a wrap.
I'm just going to stop it for you.
We got it. We got